Preventing corruption in the Black Infrastructure Trust. One of the first questions people ask about any large organization is simple. What stops corruption? It is a fair question. History shows that many institutions eventually fall into corruption. Governments do it. Corporations do it. Nonprofits do it. Banks do it. The problem is not that corruption is possible. The problem is when organizations are built in ways that make corruption easy and invisible. The Black Infrastructure Trust must be designed differently. From the beginning, the system must assume that someone somewhere will eventually try to steal from the community. Because of that reality, the system must make corruption extremely difficult to hide and extremely costly to attempt. The first protection is transparency. Every dollar collected by the trust must be visible to its members. Monthly reports should show how much money was collected, how it was spent, what infrastructure projects were funded, and how much was used for administration. When people can see the money, corruption becomes much harder. The second protection is independent auditing. Outside auditors must review financial records, contracts, and major spending decisions. These audits should not remain private documents hidden inside offices. They must be published so that members can review them themselves. The third protection is member oversight. The trust cannot operate like a traditional corporation where executives operate behind closed doors. Instead, members should elect oversight councils whose role is to monitor leadership activity, review spending, and ensure that projects are executed honestly. In this system, leadership is not the final authority. The community is. The fourth protection is whistleblower protection. People inside organizations often see wrongdoing before anyone else, but many remain silent because they fear retaliation. BIT must establish anonymous reporting systems and legal protections so that anyone who sees corruption can report it safely. The fifth protection is the power of removal. Members must have the authority to remove leaders who betray the trust of the community. Recall mechanisms ensure that power ultimately remains with the people who fund and own the system. Finally, the consequences for corruption must be severe. Anyone who steals from the community must face removal, civil liability, and criminal prosecution. Stealing from a community institution is not just financial theft. It is a betrayal of collective trust. The strength of the Black Infrastructure Trust is that it is owned by millions of members rather than controlled by a small group of elites. Millions of members means millions of people watching. Corruption thrives in secrecy. A community-owned system thrives in sunlight.